Hi guys, last week we were looking at comparing statements in Thursday and Friday's work. It was quite tricky maths last week, so I thought I'd make a quick video just to do a little recap on how we work that out, because it has been a little while since we've covered this, and this will just help mums and dads out a little bit as well. So we were using these symbols to talk about whether something is greater than, when we're comparing two numbers, whether the number is greater than, less than or equal to. The first part of the worksheet said 5 add 2 is greater than something. Now what we had to do here is to work out the 5 add 2 part first. Now if you want to use bits of past 2 you could, or you could do it by just putting that first bigger number in your head and then counting on 2. So 5, count on 2, 5, 6, 7. So we know that that makes 7. So really we're comparing with 7. We're making this make sense. So 7 is greater, remember greater means a bigger number, 7 is greater than, and we just have to put a smaller number in here to make that make sense. So 7 is greater than, let's have a look, 1, 7 is greater than 1, 7 is greater than 2, 7 is greater than 3, 7 is greater than 4, 7 is greater than 5, and 7 is greater than 6. So any of those numbers would be correct in there because they're all smaller than 7. 7 is greater than those numbers. It then moved on to say 7 is greater than, and we had to put a number sentence in here. So basically it's very similar, but these two numbers need to make a number that is smaller than 7 to still make 7 the greatest number. So I could have put in here 1 and 1 because that would make 2, and 2 would be a smaller number, so 7 is greater than 2 in the end. I could have done 3 add 1, that would be 4 because 4 is still a smaller number. 7 is still greater than 4. I could have done 5 add 1 because that would have made 6, still smaller than 7, remember. So 7 is greater than those two numbers because they make 6. I can't go any bigger than that because otherwise it will be the same. If we end up with these two numbers making 7, then that won't be right because 7 can't be greater than 7 or bigger than, or if it makes more. Okay. From there, it also asked you to use the symbols to compare two different numbers. So for here, for example, we've got 3 and 7, and we're going to use those symbols to compare. Now I always teach the children that these symbols are easy to use if you remember this little rule. It's like a crocodile, it always wants to eat the biggest number. So when we're comparing 3 and 7, we know the biggest number is 7. So it's not going to want to eat the 3, it's going to want to eat the 7. So it's going to go, whoop, excuse the hand, it's going to go that way. Let me write it in for you. So that the crocodile will want to eat the number 7 because that's the biggest number. So that's how you can always remember. I will put teeth in, but we don't usually put teeth in, we just write the symbol. Here in the middle, we've got 1 and 1, so one's not bigger than the other, or a larger number or a smaller number. It's the same. So here we need to use equal, because they're equal numbers. Over here, we've got 8 and 4, so this time the crocodile's going to be looking that way because 8 is a bigger number than 4, and he always wants to eat the bigger number. So 8 is greater than 4. That's basically telling us this way around, 8 is greater than 4. Moving on from that, we can also use those symbols when we're comparing numbers, even when we've got a number sentence. So here, for example, we've got 1 add 0. Well, we know that 1 add 0, add nothing is still 1. So we know that's still going to be 1. So then when we're comparing 1 and 1, we know that 1 and 1 are the same. So we're going to need an equals in the middle. Over here, 1, take away nothing. We're taking away nothing from that 1. So we know it's still going to be 1. And again, we're now comparing 1 and 1. They're the same number, so we know we've got to put an equals in the middle. Over here, we've got 4, take away 3. Now remember, you can use anything to work this out. So you could get 4 little pictures. We've done crossing out before, haven't we, guys? 4 little pictures, for example, and we're taking away 3. We could cross them off. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it leaves 1. So 4, take away 3. Leaves 1. Now we're comparing 1 and 6. Now we know 6 is a much bigger number, so the crocodile's going to want to eat the 6. So we need to write in here 1 is fewer than 6, or if you look at it the other way around, 6 is greater than 1. And because it's going that way, it's eating the 6. Okay, here we've got 6, take away 5. Now we've done lots of work on tens frames, guys. If you haven't got a tens frame, you can use bits of pasta or make a homemade tens frame, or you can just draw one out like Miss Langley. So over here it's 6, take away 5. So over on my 10 frame that I've just drawn, I'm going to put my 6 counters on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our tens frames for mums and dads are always 5 by 5. And it's asking us to take away 5. So this is where our crossing out method can come in helpful. So we're going to cross out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that leaves us with 1. So then we'll go back over here. Remember, you can write on those worksheets. That's absolutely fine. Pop 1 in. So now we're comparing 1 and 1. And again, we know it's the same. So we're going to put an equals in. So we just need to work through each sum before we go to do the comparing part. That's what that part is. We also had somewhere we had like a picture and then 2 number sentences to both compare. So what you need to do is you need to work out the answer to both of them before you can decide which symbol to put in the middle, before you know how to put that in there. So the first one, it had some pictures of little apples, I think, guys. It said 4, take away 2. Again, use this to help you. So you've got 4 little apples and it was take away 2. So we're going to take away 2 using the crossing out method that we've used before, and we know that that leaves 2. So again, do you know what? Write on your sheets, you know it's going to be leaving 2. The next part of it was 4, take away 1. So again, we'll go back over here. We've got 4 and we'll take away 1 and it leaves 1, 2, 3. So we know that really this answer over here is because that equals 3. Right, so now we're comparing 2 and 3. We know that 3 is the bigger number and 2 is a smaller number, that's fewer. So we know the crocodile is going to want to eat the 3. So he's going to be going that way. Okay, and that's how to work through some of those. If anybody wants to have another look at those comparing statements from Thursday and Friday and have a go at them, that's fine. You can always send me a message to let me know and I can have a little look. But if not, just do a couple of examples with your child just so that, until they get that idea.